On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Stafford. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it 3rd and 1.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
Stafford looking to throw on 3rd and 1. A dump off for Abdullah. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the grab by Croft. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
On 2nd down, Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd down. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter, and they did come out of it with points. In a sense, they could look at positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And he's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Detroit! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He was brought down by Devon Kennard.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
Back to throw now on second and 10. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Throwing is Stafford. He finds Malcolm Mitchell here. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 54 yards away. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Looking to throw. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Let's go, D. Gonna be a long day out there. Gun.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to air one out. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Green 39. Green.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he locates Walker, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
Detroit! Detroit! Hot! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Open here, Adam Thielen. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And Cook has it left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
First red zone chance now for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10 from the 12.
Gun, gun!
A give. This is Cook. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 9, here's 2nd and 9. To throw on 2nd down to Stafford. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead, and that is incomplete.
Well, the fans should be applauding this defense right now. It's an excellent job. They force a 3 and out, and they should be able to set up their guys with great field position, probably near midfield or better.
Here's Sam Martin now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. And it's fielded at the 34. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And out now come the Vikings. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with, some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now back to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Sean Robinson in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down.
No, check, Patriot! No, check, Patriot!
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 15. Back to throw. Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, here's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 30. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Meanwhile, taking a look at what's going on in KC. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. That'll be a game to monitor as we go along.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now, we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Anthony Barr in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Here's Stafford. Underneath for Johnson. And down he'll go at the 25. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And he's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This will be fielded at the 17. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll throw now on the final play. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And he's got this down to the 35. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what?
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play there for Minnesota. 57 yards. So the field flips here as they'll go to work at the 20 now on 1st and 10.
No. Check. Patriot!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
4 down. Watch him now, Barney!
They pitch it out to Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Carlson now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Out of the gun, Stafford. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That goes for a gain of 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Dumping it off for Johnson, and he gets it down to the 32. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. Stafford being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Now a handoff. Johnson. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On the move to his left. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Here we go. Back 53.
Stafford. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Ben Gideon able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it's a 3rd field goal for him now. He's accounted for all 9 points. And look down to the sideline, though. You can just tell they weren't too happy for 3. They wanted 6.
So they have to have 6. Look, he's keeping them afloat, but they really need to do exactly what you talked about. They need to get into the end zone and score some touchdowns. Otherwise, he's going to have to kick a lot more field goals than just the 3 he's already put through the posts.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Detroit!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I know we just saw a nice throw and catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Elsewhere in the NFL, they're in the second half at FedEx Field now. And the Cardinals continuing to surge. They've scored again. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Cook following the penalty. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and about a mile here. The first down play, to be frank, nothing short of awful, and now they have to deal with 2nd and very long.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. They're on to the 2nd half now down in Miami. The Raiders have widened their lead even further. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Now a play fake it at Stafford. Steps away to his left. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. A shotgun snap for Stafford. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Linval Joseph in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Stafford. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. And give him 9 yards on the second down screenplay.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He goes underneath to Abdullah. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Going up top. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though.
4 down. All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Leopard. Leopard. Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
On 2nd down, Cook. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Green 39. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
They'll set up to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tease Tabor. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides. So I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's right.
Anytime we have
That's
a
right.
defensive battle. But that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play. And the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So now here come the Lions up to go for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a one-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
Gone! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Oh, good move. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I've thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So now here are the Vikings faced with a big 2-point conversion attempt.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. 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 Hot. Hot.
They're going to look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and they end up getting sacked.
Jamal Agnew now to return it. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out now come the Lions. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now Brissett, the backup, his first throw. A dump off for Abdullah. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he will be stopped here for no gain, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Flex round! Flex round!
From the gun, here's Brissett. Well, that's complete to Croft. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. He's back to throw. And just shutting him off there. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think we can figure out why they went for 2 there, right? Up 1. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. To the ground, this time Cook. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now they burn the timeout. And they're kind of in that gray area where they might be able to get 2 plays in, but maybe just 1 play left in this ball game. We'll see. So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal.
Set! Blue 90! Blue 90!
And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at 1 final play. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
1 final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Well, we were on play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.